They say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I bet there isn't a man alive who wouldn't want to be holding one of these luscious ladies. They're all here, folks. Miss January to Miss December. 12 months of sultry centerfolds under a sweltering sunny sky. One lucky woman will be named Playpen Magazine's Playpet of the Year. With us is the Sultan of Suave, Earl Rankin, publisher of Playpen Magazine and the world's foremost connoisseur of beautiful women.
You know, in all the years that I've owned the magazine, we've never had a tougher time choosing a winner.
Oh, there's a lot riding on this.
Oh, absolutely. Some of those girls would kill for the honor. You see, our Playpet of the Year receives a $100,000 cash award, not to mention countless endorsement offers.
Does Daphne Darnell have a chance to win 2 years running?
Daphne is without question the most popular Playpet we've ever had. Now, nobody's ever won twice, but this year may be different.
And what do you say to the people who criticize Playpen, who say that it's the product of a stunted adolescent mind?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I am a stunted adolescent. No, seriously, Playpen does not exploit women. We place them on a pedestal, which is where they deserve to be.
I'm sick of your butt. Cut it out! Oh!
Yeah, girls!
You get out of here! I've had it with you! I'm sick of it!
Girls!
What is the problem?
Bleach blonde bimbo tried to elbow me out of frame. Daphne put sand in my suit.
Who started it?
Oh, Daphne, of course. Who else?
Shut up, Leslie. You know, you've got about as much talent as a washed-up centerfold from the 80s. Oh, I forgot. You are a washed-up centerfold from the 80s.
Daphne, that's enough.
And you, the Sultan of Suave, Prince of Perverts is more like it.
We're a little behind schedule. Let's move on to the next location.
Thank you.
What'd you do with it?
Do with what?
Don't play Daphne. It doesn't look good on you.
Everything looks good on me, Clayton. As my agent, you should know that.
Give it back or I'll kill you.
Kill her. I won't tell us all.
Let's suppose I do know where it is. You know what you have to do to get it back.
I didn't scare you, sweetheart.
We're separated, Richard. My lawyers say I'm not supposed to talk to you. Now get out before I call security.
You think you're pretty smart, don't you?
Smarter than you, darling.
You'll never get away with it.
Yeah. Let's just see what the judge says in divorce court.
Yeah, if you live that long.
Get out! Get out! Stay out! The first two-time Playpet winner. Yep.
It's Burke's Law.
library. Is the mail?
Here.
Are you a mind reader? Am I getting too easy to predict?
I'll plead the fifth. Charity event. Book of the month club. Subscription renewal. Uh-oh.
What's wrong?
You got problems. Internal Revenue Service?
That's strange. Crocker assured me that my tax situation was in order.
Well, you're a multimillionaire with a diverse portfolio. They probably have guys looking at your returns with an electron microscope.
They want me to send documentation regarding an audit they're doing on one of my employees.
Which one?
The one who wears an apron that says, "Kiss me, I'm Polynesian."
Oh.
Good morning.
Bad morning.
What's wrong?
Henry's being audited by the IRS.
Oh, Henry, the master of organization.
When it comes to matters of this house, yes. When it comes to matters of my personal finances, disaster.
Chief Burke here.
Thanks, Henry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, we'll be right there. A Playpen magazine's centerfold has been murdered. Let's go see what we can uncover.
Isn't that your friend Richard Moss?
Well, I stayed at his casino in Las Vegas. But I wouldn't exactly call him my friend.
He was married to one of these playpet girls.
The looks of him, I can guess which one.
Amos. Oh, thank God you're here. Daphne's been killed.
I'm sorry. Do you know how it happened?
No, I just got here myself. Our marriage hasn't been going very well. Daphne and I were talking about divorce. I came out here hoping to find some way to reconcile. But now...
So you never got a chance to speak with her?
No. She was dead when I arrived.
We'll do everything we can.
Amos, I want whoever did this to pay for it. I have my own security force. Whatever you need, I'll provide.
In the meantime, we'll handle the investigation ourselves. We may have to talk to you later.
I'm at your disposal. Amos, just catch the bastard.
Hello, G. Hi, Pete.
Hey, Lo.
What do we got, Lily?
Coroner's preliminary exam shows abrasions on the neck and upper clavicle.
Strangled.
No, that's a good guess.
Do you have approximate time of death?
They were shooting a photo spread for Playpen's Playpet of the Year competition. They took a break at 8 a.m., and the body was found shortly before 9.
Any murder weapon?
No, nothing yet. I'll comb this room as soon as the ME clears out.
Witnesses?
None that have come forward. The photographer is the one who found the body. Her name is Leslie Livingston. She's out on the beach.
I'll check it out.
I found this on the floor. Looks like an earring.
Victims?
No, she wasn't wearing any, just that swimsuit.
It's a dollar sign.
Mm-hmm. I'll try to find the manufacturer.
Good. Maybe the killer left us a calling card.
This is a terrible tragedy.
Murder always is.
I'm talking about the pictures I took this morning. The exposure setting was off.
Doesn't sound like you had too much compassion for Daphne.
If anyone deserved to die, it was Daphne.
Why's that?
She was a first-class bitch.
What was your relationship with her?
I was a centerfold myself before I became a photographer. I gave Daphne her first break. Taught her how to pose, how to make love to the camera. When she made it big, she started treating me like dirt.
I don't suppose you wanted to eliminate Daphne from the playpet competition.
Look, detective, I hated her, but I certainly wouldn't jeopardize my career by doing something stupid.
Any idea who might have wanted to see Daphne dead?
I could do better than that. I know who killed her.
Any luck?
Daphne had an agent named Clayton Cole. He's the owner of the Venus the Model Agency. He was here this morning.
And?
Photographer Leslie Livingston said she overheard Clayton threaten to kill Daphne.
Well, Let's go to Venus de Model and see if looks could kill.
Deborah, you'd look better with a shotgun. Trade the Uzi with Peggy.
Mr. Cole, the police are here.
Send him in. Annie, give Peggy the bandolier. Very hot? This is very hot. What do you think?
A killer look.
Yeah?
What's with the weapons?
We're doing a runway show for the U.S. Rifle Association. It's called Babes in Arms. Thank you, ladies. Don't get the wrong idea. This is a high-class agency. No mud wrestlers, no strip clubs. My girls are on the covers of all the best magazines.
Like Playpen. We understand that Daphne Darnell was your #1 client.
She was also my first client. She put this agency on the map and made me rich.
Then why'd you threaten to kill her?
When did I threaten to kill her?
A few minutes before she was murdered. Someone overheard you. I think your exact words were, "Give it back or I'll kill you."
Oh, that! Oh, I had a party at my house last night. A $10,000 porcelain figurine turned up missing. A figurine that Daphne had been begging me to sell her for months. I kept saying no.
So last night, Daphne just took it.
That's right. And she wouldn't give it back. So I got angry. I lost my temper.
Where were you between 8 and 9 o'clock this morning?
In my car, driving back to Beverly Hills.
Alone?
Yes. I admit I threatened Daphne. But that's all I did. Threaten her.
Well, if you didn't kill her, who do you think did?
I was having a drink with Earl Rankin last week.
The Playpen publisher.
He said something then that we both laughed at, but it's not so funny now.
What?
Playpen circulation has been slipping. Earl said he needed a gimmick. Like if one of the play pets turned up dead, sales would skyrocket.
You think he was serious?
Well, I didn't at the time, but now? All Earl cares about is sales. I wouldn't put it past him.
Please make yourselves comfortable and I'll tell Mr. Rankin you're here.
Thank you.
Dad, look at this.
No, I'd rather sit on the couch.
Something else, isn't it? Cost me $20,000.
No, it's lovely. It improves the decor. Now, why would you keep it in the living room?
Now, where do you keep your artwork? In the John?
Artwork?
The artist who made this calls it America. I think it's a political statement on our economy. I like it because it's bold, it's outrageous, it makes a statement.
It sure do.
And this is the pièce de résistance of my collection.
Wow, that's amazingly lifelike.
Wait till you see the other side. Sid, give us a 180. Living art. It's all the rage in New York. Sid, take a break.
Hey, thanks, Mr. Rankin.
You're quite the connoisseur of avant-garde art.
Well, to tell you the truth, I can't stand this stuff, but my business manager tells me it's a great investment.
Well, I guess you'll need some new investments now that Playpen circulation is dropping. Oh, thank you.
I'm not worried about that. Now, these things go in cycles, you see. We held off Cat House when that sleazy imitation came out. We weathered the feminists, the ultra-conservatives. No. I'm very sure that the Playpen has got staying power.
Do you think Daphne's murder might sell a few more copies?
Well, no doubt about it, especially if I put out a memorial issue. But Now, wait a minute. You don't think I had anything to do with this murder, do you?
You stand to make a lot of money now that she's dead.
I would have made a lot more if she was still alive. I mean, she was our most popular centerfold.
How popular was she with you?
Well, there was nothing between us, if that's what you're thinking. I was like the father she never had. Her real father abandoned the family when she was just a kid. Her mother had to take on 2 jobs to pay for the dancing lessons, the singing lessons, the modeling classes.
That's where you met her?
Yeah. She was just 17, but I could see the potential, so I took her under my wing. Gave her a little friendly advice, a little fatherly affection.
Let's hope your affection didn't smother her.
Well, we rechecked the beach parking lot and all along the Pacific Coast Highway. Daphne's Maserati's nowhere to be found.
The parking lot attendant said she drove to the shoot this morning.
Which means someone stole it.
put out an...
APB. Already did it.
Oh, Lillian,
Good news.
we can use some.
I found our murder weapon.
A swimsuit?
It was hidden in a pile of blue suits in the cabana. Traces of skin and hair fibers confirm it was used to strangle Daphne Darnell.
Any luck with the earring?
No prints, no manufacturer ID. Looks custom made.
So we got a swimsuit for a murder weapon, a missing Maserati, and one untraceable earring. Not exactly drowning in evidence, are we?
So we dive deeper. Where was the victim living when she separated from Richard Moss?
An apartment at the marina.
Good work, Lily. Let's ship out.
Well, Daphne moved in about 4 months ago. I mean, I hardly ever saw her. She's always busy working or partying.
Thanks.
Dear God.
I guess someone got here before us.
Yeah, this wasn't a robbery. Someone was looking for something.
The question is, were they willing to kill for it?
Dad, look at these letters. They were addressed to Daphne at a post office box.
Check on them. Peter, would you come over here? You see anything strange?
Well, you would think someone as rich as Richard Moss would have better taste in ties.
No, it's not the tie. It's the tie tack.
It wasn't an earring.
It belongs to Richard Moss.
Yeah, and he told us he didn't see Daphne this morning.
Then how did his tie tack end up next to Daphne's dead body?
Nice. And turn. Great. Yeah, looking good. Looking good. Nice. And turn. Great. Very nice, ladies. That's going to work very nicely. Thank you very much. Amos, Peter, come on in. Just casting a new review for my Las Vegas casino. Trying to find my new girl from Ipanema.
That's funny, because I'm trying to find something, too. The reason you lied to us.
Frankie, got it. Ladies, thank you very much. We'll let you know.
Okay, girl.
Lied about what?
About seeing Daphne before she died. You left a calling card.
All right. I did see her. About a legal matter. I lied to keep my name out of the papers. You know how the media is, Amos. They would have had a field day if they thought I was involved.
Were you involved?
Of course not. And I've got a book to prove it.
Greed is great. The Richard Moss story.
My autobiography. Chapter 12 is all about how I pursued Daphne for a year. Caviar and champagne, weekends in Rio. You read that, you'll know how much I loved her. Here, let me autograph it for you.
Well, if you love Daphne so much, why were you going to get a divorce?
Well, that was Daphne's idea. Where's my blue pen?
Here it is.
Thank you. Daphne was young. She wasn't ready to settle down. Broke my heart when she left, but deep down, I always thought she'd come back.
How much are you worth these days, Richard?
Well, let's see. 10 casinos, 2 yachts, a jet, 750 million, give or take.
Well, if Daphne divorced you, she stood to take you for a lot.
You fishing for a motive, Amos? Well, you better change your bait, because Daphne signed a prenuptial agreement before we were married. If we got divorced, all she'd get would be $50,000 and free dinner at any of my Arabian Nights casinos. By the way, my security team did a little digging. I think the person you should be talking to is Miss December, Brandy McGraw.
Why her?
Well, apparently, Brandy and Daphne had an out-and-out brawl on the beach. It seems that Brandy tried to strangle Daphne.
Really? Peter, you better talk to Brandy. See if our beauty has turned into a beast.
Brandy McGraw?
And who are you?
Detective Burke, homicide.
Have I done something wrong, Detective?
Well, that's what I'm here to find out.
Oh, good. Because, as you can see, I have nothing to hide.
Look, don't you think you should put something on?
Okay. How's this?
Nice, but I was thinking of something a little less distracting, if you don't mind, okay?
You know, fun.
Yeah, well, neither was your fight with Daphne yesterday morning. Yeah, would you mind telling me about that, please?
We were in competition for Play Pit of the Year, as I'm sure you know. Daphne was afraid I was going to take away her crown. So she tried to sabotage me. She put cooking grease in my suntan oil, sand in my swimsuit, the whole thing. I got tired of it. So I slugged her.
And that's all?
Yeah. Oh, you're asking if I killed her? No. The answer's no.
When was the last time you were at Daphne's apartment?
How about never? I don't even know where she lived, okay? Have you ever thought about modeling, detective? My agent is booking a, beefcake calendar. I thought maybe you'd be interested.
Darn. I'm a vegetarian.
Oh, that's too bad. It's great exposure.
I'll settle for exposing Daphne's killer.
Henry, your tax problems are over. Look at me. I am your savior. I'm here.
I'm afraid it may be a lost cause.
Do I smell the agony of defeat in this room? No, it's me. I burnt the flounder. It stays with you. Well, enough of my troubles. Hey, the Boston Tea Party. The government was trying to wring everything out of the people, but they spoke, and now it's your turn to speak. Are you ready? Are you ready, Henry, for the Second American Revolution? What do you say?
I think I have enough trouble.
All right, you want credentials? I'll give you credentials. I was a straight A accounting student before I turned to cooking. Okay, straight B. What's the difference? Close enough. And I was offered a job with the Big Six, one of the Big Six accounting firms in the Bronx. I turned it down. You want to hear the most important thing of all? I have gotten a tax refund for the last 23 years.
What have I got to lose?
Oh, don't worry. You're in good hands with Vinny.
Dad, I just got off the phone with the Florida State Police. It seems a few years ago, our modeling agent, Clayton Cole, was charged with attempted murder.
I like the sound of this already.
Yeah. During one of his photo shoots, one of his models mysteriously fell down a flight of stairs right after she and Clayton were seen arguing.
I take it Clayton was charged but not convicted?
That's right. He hired some high-priced lawyer and the charges were dropped due to lack of evidence.
I think I'll talk to Clayton. See if I can find out why so many of his girls are drop-dead gorgeous.
What, are you blind? You can see every wrinkle in her face. Some people look at the face. I look at the face. You got an airbrush over there, don't you? Use it. And listen, next time, put a little more thought into where you put the staples. Hey, I don't care how much it costs. You want any more of my girls, you gotta make them look good. Look at this. Can you believe those things?
Staples?
Yeah. How'd you like to be stapled there? This guy ought to be arrested.
You may have company. I just found out that of all of our suspects, you're the only one who's ever been accused of murder.
Well, I was wondering if you were going to find out about that.
We did. And now you're our #1 suspect.
I can explain. You see, we were doing a centerfold shoot for Swinging Bachelor magazine, and one of my clients had a sudden case of stage fright. She didn't want to take off her clothes.
So you argued with her and pushed her down the stairs?
Wrong. We argued, but I wasn't anywhere near her when she fell.
The Miami police seem to feel differently.
Yeah, well, they couldn't prove it. No one saw her fall, so they dismissed the charges.
Just the same. It was quite a coincidence.
Look, I didn't kill Daphne.
Then why'd you search her apartment?
Very good. See, you're trying to trick me into confessing. But there's only one problem. I've never been to her apartment.
So you say?
It's the truth.
Let's hope so. Well, the next photograph you'll be worried about is a mugshot.
We found Daphne Darnell's Maserati in an abandoned lot off 96th Street.
Someone tore it apart like they were searching for something.
How'd you know that?
Lucky guess? Fingerprints?
Only the victims.
We finally got back the contact sheets from the photo shoot.
Anything interesting?
Absolutely. But nothing that's going to help the case.
Somebody searched Daphne's apartment and car. Whatever they were looking for could be the key to the murder.
Maybe this'll help. I found this letter in Daphne's post office box. Daphne, here is your first and last dollar. Don't try it again. or you'll be the one who pays.
Looks like our centerfold was trying her hand at extortion. Is it signed?
No.
Send it downstairs to be analyzed.
No need. The letterhead is from photographer Leslie Livingston's photo studio.
Don't shoot. We come in peace. Leslie Livingston, I presume?
You're interrupting my shoot. This better be important.
It is. We think you killed Daphne Darnell.
That's absurd.
Then why did you threaten her?
I can explain.
We're listening.
A few years back, I made a deal with Daphne to model for a calendar called Nude for All Seasons. I paid Daphne a flat fee for the session. But when the calendar suddenly became such a hit, she started demanding a percentage of the profits.
Which you didn't want to pay her.
Right. And then she threatened to blackball me from all the top magazines. My reputation's solid. I wasn't worried. Unlike Earl Rankin.
Playpen's publisher.
Well, this isn't exactly top secret. But old Earl just can't keep his paws off the play pets, especially Daphne. And she was threatening to sue him for sexual harassment.
Hello, Chief Burke. Come in, come in. Listen to this. Dear Playpen, I never thought I'd be writing this letter, but one day my doorbell rang, and standing at my door was a bodacious beauty in a postal uniform. She said she had a special delivery, and did she ever? Go ahead, read one.
Dear Playpen, I never thought I'd be writing this letter. I'm not the big man on my college campus, but that all changed when the Swedish women's volleyball team came to town.
You know, we took a survey, and over 44% of those letters are absolute lies.
And you and your readers have something in common.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, you told us that you had nothing but a father-daughter relationship with Daphne Darnell.
That's right.
Then why did she threaten to sue you for sexual harassment?
To get her way. See, Daphne was trying to force me to choose her as Playpet of the Year. She felt that the threat of a lawsuit would make me pick her.
Did it work?
No, as far as I'm concerned, any publicity is good publicity. I told her to go ahead and sue.
I hope you're telling the truth, Earl. I'd hate to see you go from Playpen to State Pen.
76.50. It all counts. Now, as part of your duties, you must drive Amos around. Is that correct?
Correct.
And you have to deduct the chauffeur's uniform.
I don't wear a chauffeur's uniform.
Not in the traditional sense, but I mean, you can't drive around naked. Just stop traffic. Okay, look at this. Dental appointments. That's a perfect business expense.
Business?
Sure. Well, you don't look good. Amos doesn't look good.
Aren't you playing this a little too loose?
No, please, have faith, have faith. I want to remind you that for the last 23 years, I have gotten a tax refund.
Forgive me.
I forgive you. Let's talk dependents. How many did you claim?
None.
None. What about Amos and Peter?
Do they count?
Of course they count. What do you mean they depend on you? I'm your friend. I depend on you. But they depend. Don't you see? It's very clear. Then your nieces, your nephews. Any Girl Scout comes to the door with a cookie. Look, a guesstimate, 14.
I got it, Henry. Hello. Yeah. I'll be there in 10 minutes. Okay, bye.
What is it?
That was Brandy McGraw.
Oh, Miss December.
Yeah, she wants to see me right away. She says she has something to confess.
Okay, shoe repair. You gotta walk. Okay, have you ever given a box of candy to a friend?
You're on your own.
Oh, thank God you're here. I can't do it anymore. I can't play this game. It's just too bad.
What game?
The lies, the deceit, the...
Wait, Brandy, what are you trying to tell me?
I did it. I killed her.
Why?
She was sleeping with my husband.
Wait a second. I thought you told me you were single.
Detective, before you take me to jail, just give me one last kiss, okay? Douse the fire of my primal urge. Thanks for helping me rehearse.
Rehearse? So you didn't kill Daphne?
No, silly. I was just rehearsing for my screen test, Primal Urge. It's a sexual thriller. I'm auditioning tomorrow for the lead.
And that's why you called me, to rehearse.
Yeah. Well, I figured if I could convince you, you know, a real policeman and everything, that I was ready for the casting director. What do you think?
Glad I could help.
Me too. There was one more thing, though, that I thought you should know. I heard Daphne brag that she tricked Richard Moss when she signed their prenuptial agreement.
How?
I don't know, but she said it would never hold up in court, so...
So she could claim half his assets.
Exactly. Gotta hand it to old Daphne. She's not half as dumb as she looked. Detective, do you think we could try that kiss just once more? I'm a method actress, and
Yeah, well, I just hope your method wasn't murder.
Mr. Moss, it's Chief and Detective Burke to see you.
Amos, Peter, come on in. Any news on the investigation?
No, we're still hung up. Looks like you are, too.
You know, Amos, this is how I relax. You should try it sometime. All the tension just melts away.
You have reason to be tense.
Damn right. My book hits the stores tomorrow.
No, I was talking about the prenuptial agreement with Daphne.
Yeah. Well, I have to admit, she outsmarted me on that one. But I didn't read it over, so I guess it's my own fault.
What'd you do?
On the line where she was supposed to sign her name, she wrote, "Go screw yourself."
Then you don't have a prenuptial agreement. That could cost you millions. Unless you were dead.
Oh, come on, Amos. You don't think that I'd kill Daphne for money, do you? I mean, come on, I got more money than some countries. I wasn't worried about a couple $1 million.
Do you have a key to Daphne's Maserati?
No. Why?
It was stolen the day she was killed.
Well, not by me.
Do you have a key to Daphne's apartment?
No.
When were you there last?
I was never there. But let me guess. Someone broke in.
Yeah, tore it apart. Like they were looking for something.
Is that so? Sounds like the work of Clayton Cole.
Why would Daphne's agent ransack her apartment?
Because he was looking for something, obviously.
The porcelain figurine that she stole from him.
She stole something much more valuable from him. Clayton's little black book.
Black book like in Girlfriends?
Not exactly. You see, Clayton's an enterprising sort. As well as running a modeling agency, he branched out into other areas.
Such as?
An escort service. Don't look so surprised. How do you think I met Daphne?
Bird watching?
Model watching.
Is where you scout your new talent?
Here, the malls, the movie theaters. It's a labor of love.
Finding new models yet? Or should I say escorts?
What is that supposed to mean?
You found out about your black book.
It's not what you think.
I think you're running a call girl operation.
Well, you're wrong. Just trying to help out some of my girls. There aren't that many modeling assignments. Some of them need a way to pick up a little extra cash.
So you turn them into hookers?
No, I set up dates. What they do on those dates is their business. I've never taken a dime from any of my girls.
Daphne took your little black book, didn't she?
She wanted out of my agency. I had her tied to an ironclad contract. But Daphne figured if she used the book as leverage, she could break the deal.
That book makes a nice motive for murder.
Well, maybe it does. But I didn't kill her.
Any idea where your black book is now?
Sure. Locked in my safe.
Where'd you get it?
Leslie Livingston.
The photographer.
Mm-hmm.
How'd she get hold of it?
She didn't tell me, and I didn't ask.
Going someplace? The door was open.
I got a last-minute assignment.
Hunting knife. Flak jacket. Water purification tablets. Africa?
Different jungle. New York City. It's for Cosmo.
You better unpack your bags.
Why?
My son had an interesting conversation with Clayton Cole about a little black book.
Oh.
And you found his little black book in Daphne's apartment, didn't you?
Yes.
Why'd you break into her apartment?
I didn't break in. I had a key.
A Maserati key? Daphne's Maserati?
Yes.
Do you mind explaining what you're doing with them?
A few years ago, I directed a film using some of my Centerfold friends. Unfortunately, the distributor I sold it to cut in some crude porno scenes and released it.
And your name was on it?
Exactly. I thought I had bought and destroyed every copy on the market. But somehow Daphne found one, and she said unless I paid her $100,000, she would send copies to every magazine I worked for.
And your reputation would be ruined.
After she was killed, I slipped the keys from her purse. Later, I stole the car and searched it.
And when you didn't find the film in her car, you let yourself into her apartment and searched it too.
My film and Clayton's little black book were hidden under the kitchen sink. I had no need of Clayton's book, so I returned it for a small business consideration.
How small?
Well, I'm now the exclusive photographer for the Venus de Model Agency. So there you have it. Mystery solved.
Assuming that you're telling me the truth now.
Oh, I am.
And assuming that you really have an assignment in New York and that you're not just running away.
It's the truth. Cross my heart and hope to... Well, you know. Besides, if you don't believe me, you can call Cosmopolitan.
I will.
By the way, I developed that picture I took of you and your son.
Not bad.
I thought I could sell it as a centerfold.
I don't think we're playpen material.
Not playpen. I'm talking true detective.
Wow. January through December. It was a very good year.
I'm more concerned with this week's murder.
I bet these will look great in color.
Focus, Peter.
Look, I don't want to focus, Dad. Every time I think about this case, I get depressed. We're nowhere.
If catching a killer were easy, anyone could do it. Burke's law.
It's not easy. You know, and I think that's really starting to become a little bit of a problem for me.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, I just keep asking myself whether I could do this job without you.
Do you know something that I don't?
No, Look, let's face it. You're going to retire way before I do.
Peter, trust me. You're going to do just fine.
What makes you so sure?
Because you've got the best teacher in the world. The school isn't over yet, so sit down.
Okay. What do we got?
We've got a murder victim who was blackmailing two of our suspects. She was dangling a black book over Agent Clayton Cole's head.
And a porno movie in front of photographer Leslie Livingston's nose.
Model Brandy McGraw was a rival with everything to gain by Daphne's death.
And Richard Moss stood to lose half his assets in a divorce settlement.
And publisher Earl Rankin was facing a multi-million-dollar harassment suit.
I don't know. You wouldn't think a centerfold could have so many enemies, would you?
And one of them strangled her to death with a green swimsuit. Green? Well, of course.
What?
Show me which one of the models are wearing green bathing suits.
You can't. They're in black and white, Dad. Come on.
Exactly.
Exactly. You're right. It's as simple as black and white.
Let's go, Peter. Time to uncover our killer.
Choosing our playpet of the year has been complicated by the tragedy we have suffered. But as the saying goes, the show must go on. And I'm sure Daphne would have wanted it that way. So if I may, the envelope, please. And this year's playpet of the year is...
Just a moment, please. First, we have a murder to announce. Miss Livingston, I'd like you to come to headquarters.
But I'm innocent.
I know. The police commissioner would like his portrait done. Mr. Cole, you have some explaining to do to the police.
Why? I didn't do it.
True. But the vice squad would like to talk to you about your little black book.
Brandy. You're in a lot of trouble.
Why?
False confessions are illegal, no matter how good the performance.
Earl Rankin, you should be ashamed of yourself.
I haven't done anything.
I'm talking about your lusty letter column. It panders to the lowest common denominator. I've got a question for you, Richard.
Fire away.
Peter?
Which color swimsuit do you prefer? The green or the blue?
What's this all about, Amos?
Well, it's just a little test, Richard. Tell us, please, which one do you like, the green one or the blue?
I like them both.
You like this green suit as much as this blue one?
Yeah, that's right.
I see. Well, both suits are green, Richard. Now, when you were in your office, you couldn't find your blue pen even though it was right in front of you.
So?
So I finally read your book. And in chapter 2, you mentioned that you've been colorblind since birth.
So what does that prove?
It proves that you killed Daphne Darnell.
We couldn't figure out why someone would hide the murder weapon. A green swimsuit in a pile of blue swimsuits. I mean, why wouldn't he or she just leave it in the green pile where it would blend right in?
It's because you thought you were putting the green suit in the green pile. You couldn't tell the difference.
All right. I killed her.
Because she tricked you with the prenuptial agreement.
No, because I loved her. Because I gave her the one thing that I'd never given anyone else before. My heart. I've built $100 million casinos, put together billion-dollar deals. I'm one of the most powerful men in the world. But she twisted me around her finger like I was a love-struck high school kid. And then she dumped me. And nobody does that to Richard Moss. Nobody.
I'm sorry, Richard. But I'm afraid there's one final chapter to your autobiography that needs to be written. And you'll have a lot of time to do it. About 25 years to life. Peter.
Bean sprout, Dad?
If God wanted to see bean sprouts, why didn't make them look like that?
You don't know what you're missing.
Well, Henry, how did it go at the IRS?
I let Vinny do all the talking.
Good.
Not for me.
What happened?
Vinny put on a show that will never be forgotten. In fact, the IRS videotaped the presentation to show their tax agents. In a single session, Vinny broke 247 tax laws.
Where is Vinny now?
He's being questioned about 23 years of tax refunds he got.
What was the verdict in your case?
We need to talk about that.
Well, sure.
Can I get an advance on my salary to cover a few penalty payments?
Henry, I'd be happy to advance you anything you want. I mean, a month, 2 months, you name it.
How about to the year 2001?